Cars that can drive themselves, vehicles that know when you're tired, and roads that communicate with your GPS. These aren't distant sci-fi ideas anymore. They're already here. But behind all this futuristic magic is something surprisingly human: data labeling. Without it, none of these breakthroughs would be possible. Here's the thing: when you and I drive, our brains process thousands of visual cues in seconds. We recognize that the little flashing red hand at the crosswalk means "don't go." We know the difference between a traffic cone that's been tipped over and an actual obstacle in the road. But for AI, none of this is obvious. Everything needs to be taught, and that teaching starts with labeled data. Take self-driving cars. For an autonomous system to move safely through city streets, it must learn what every road element looks like: stop signs, lane markings, pedestrians, cyclists, construction zones, and even animals darting across the street. Human annotators go through millions of images and video frames, drawing boxes around objects, tagging them, and telling the AI, this is a stop sign, this is a cyclist, this is a stroller. Over time, the machine learns to recognize these elements instantly in the real world. That's how Waymo, Google's self-driving unit, can run autonomous ride-hailing services in Phoenix, and how Tesla's autopilot continuously updates to handle new driving scenarios. But the learning doesn't stop outside the car. Inside the cabin, AI is being trained to monitor driver behavior too. Ever seen those systems that alert you when you're getting drowsy? That's powered by annotated datasets of human facial expressions and eye movements. Annotators label images and video clips showing what focused driving looks like versus distracted or fatigued. Automakers like Ford and General Motors are already integrating these systems into their vehicles to reduce accidents caused by distraction. In fact, some cars can even slow themselves down or safely pull over if they detect that the driver isn't alert. Now, think about traffic. Every time Google Maps or Waze reroutes you because of an accident, or predicts how long your drive will take, it's because AI models have been trained on massive annotated datasets of traffic flow and historical patterns. These models understand not just where cars are, but how traffic is likely to behave. Companies like Uber and Lyft have invested millions into mobility AI, making their rides safer, faster, and more efficient by labeling data that helps AI learn how traffic behaves in real life. Even before a car gets to the road, data labeling is reshaping how cars are built. On the assembly line, AI-powered cameras now inspect vehicles for defects, scratches in the paint, misaligned parts, or safety risks. But those cameras only know what a defect looks like because humans spent time labeling images of good versus faulty products. Companies like BMW, Toyota, and Mercedes-Benz rely on annotated datasets for automated quality control, which saves time, reduces waste, and ensures the cars leaving their factories meet the highest safety standards. The same goes for smart mobility solutions like predictive maintenance. Modern cars can alert you before a part breaks down, but that's only because AI models have been trained on labeled sensor data showing what normal engine performance looks like compared to failure signals. Without annotated data, your car wouldn't know how to warn you until it was already too late. At Beyond Human Intelligence, we've supported projects where AI had to learn to see the road almost like a human does, understanding that weather can obscure lane markings, or that pedestrians don't always use crosswalks. We've also worked on annotation projects for in-car monitoring systems, helping AI detect subtle changes in driver posture that signal fatigue. This isn't just about technology. It's about making driving safer for millions of people. So the next time you hear about a Tesla avoiding a collision, a Waymo taxi completing a fully driverless ride, or BMW's production line spotting defects automatically, remember, these breakthroughs didn't come from AI alone. They came from thousands of hours of careful, precise human annotation. Data labeling is the invisible foundation steering the automotive industry into the future.
You learned something new. Tap like, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below. See you in the next video.